All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Thursday, August 5th, 2021. One of the big stories today, one of the big distractions. Again, the Cuomo impeachment inquiry is nearing completion. And we talked about Cuomo and the potential impeachment right at the very beginning of this scandal for a very specific reason, and we'll revisit why that is. And if tomorrow this impeachment inquiry comes through, it'll be another laughable joke from the Jesuits. And with regards to the Jesuits, I also want to expand on Rambo's decode last night. Again, there's a lot more things he could have pointed out with regards to the Jesuits and Society of Jesus. And Rambo always does brilliant work, and he brings in the astrological pieces, so he brought a lot into it. But again, at the end of the day, I got to be honest, the only thing I really care about is exposing the Jesuits, what they're doing, and that it is them. And there's a lot more that could be said on that post with regards to the Jesuits. So, and of course, Jesuits, speaking of Jesuits, we're talking about the scumbag Andrew Cuomo, Jesuit educated at Fordham, just like the chump Donald. And again, this distraction, it got big front and center the day that New York announced that if you want to go to a restaurant or a gym, you have to be vaccinated, which is a total, violation of everything that this country stands for. And again, that's the big joke. The only thing politicians can get impeached for is sexual misconduct, lying about sex. That's the only thing that matters in this country. These guys can get up there and be fascists and sell us all out and trample on the Constitution, and who gives a shit? But man, God forbid, a sex scandal, impeach. It's like, what's his... What, he was a little too flirtatious with an intern? That's supposed to be my big concern, If you don't like it, get the fuck out of the office. Go find another job. Or tell them you're not interested. I mean, that's the way the world's supposed to be handled. If a man hits on a woman and a woman's not into it, then that's enough. And if he then gropes her or something, then it should be the news story the next day, not 10 years later, 10 months later, just 20 years later, like the way these stories always are. It's like, well, what took so long from the supposed offense to this making it to the news? The news that can pick up on anything in any instant and report on it whenever it wants. Anyway, all these things are rituals and distractions. And again, you turn on the TV, you're turning on a world of actors. From the sports games to the politicians, they are all actors and actresses. And every day we're getting scripted news by a code that is so redundant. Excuse me. True to form, the New York Times breaks the news, emphasizes a set of words, and then CNN follows suit. The headline below the New York Times article is CNN's post, but notice the New York Times and CNN both emphasize nearing completion. Again, in Gematria, what's used every single day to script the news, nearing completion's 190 with the alphabetic order, impeachment's 190 with the reverse alphabetic order. They do this every day. And again, their answer to why is because of Kabbalah, and the other answer is don't worry about that so much. Just pay attention to this is how your news is scripted every single day, and the New York Times and CNN are coding out all their headlines and paying tribute. Every single day you can prove it, as I've proven for 8 years straight. Truly, that's a real stat. And again, the number that we really talk about with impeachment is 55. And we talked about this. This post is from March 11th of this year. More than 55 New York Democrats call on Andrew Cuomo to resign. And now it is that if he's not going to resign, they're going to impeach him. And we pointed out at the time how this was done on a date with 55 numerology. Tomorrow will be a date with 55 numerology, Friday, August 6th. You know what? I just thought about why that date makes even more sense. We'll cover that if I don't forget. But has everything to do with the ritual they did with Kavanaugh. That whole little Jesuit scum ritual too. But Anyway, 55, I've taught about for years, is the number of impeachment. The first ever impeachment in the history of the United States was Andrew Johnson, and that started on February 24th, the 55th day of the year. And then the next impeachment was Bill Clinton over the blowjob from Monica, and Monica's 55. And then the impeachment of Trump started in December, the only month with 55 gematria, and they did a lot of 55 rituals with Trump as well. You know, like right here, House debates historic impeachment. What day was this? This was January 13th, 2021, a date with 55 numerology. Remember, impeachment is 55 in gematria, so is impeach. Big number with impeachment. So we get this story the day before the date with 55 numerology, and they said they're getting near. So is that going to be the big story tomorrow? How the New York Democrats move forward with the impeachment process, the impeachment inquiry of Andrew Cuomo, another 55 impeachment riddle. I mean, before this even happened to Trump, I did a video years ago on Bill Clinton and Andrew Johnson and 55 and impeachment. And I don't even want to go back through all my notes, but they did several 55 things in the two impeachments of Trump. Don't forget they came 56 weeks apart. 56 is the big Jesuit number. Just like how this whole latest Cuomo thing's a big 56 ritual. But again, just for them to keep doing the same thing all throughout history, which is what they do in all regards and what we've been here educating about for 8 years, how if you learn this simple knowledge and just go through U.S. history, it's nothing but the same recurring patterns. So let's see. Will it be tomorrow? Will we get the impeachment inquiry on the 55 date numerology, August 6, 2021? Here, I got to go back to my old blog. I don't use this anymore because I maxed it out. I was going to have to start paying Google to use this, but there's 30,000 posts on here. Well, at least there was at one point. They've deleted some. But I bet this one's still here. Let's see. Okay. So tomorrow is going to be August 6th, right? 8/6. So just watch how this all comes together. We're going back to Kavanaugh. Remember, Kavanaugh had to give the testimony about if he was a pervert and had abused women sexually on September 27th, which is the day the Jesuits are recognized in Rome, and they were talking about back in his days at Georgetown Prep, the Jesuit school, as he was on the verge of joining the all-Catholic and Jewish Supreme Court, which is pretty much all Catholic now, nearly. Again, they killed Ruth Bader Ginsburg by the Jesuit code on Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and replaced her with the Catholic Amy Coney Barrett. But here. I think this is the right post. Well, I just wrote it out here. I have actual post where I have the screenshots. But the day that they confirmed Kavanaugh, there's got to be another post with this. It'd be easier if I can just show the visual rather than it's written out, because then that's more. I have a lot of posts on Kavanaugh. I have a lot of posts on a lot of things, but yeah, the Kavanaugh ritual is one of the most blatant things they've done. Notice how sexual assault's 86. Here, I think this is the one I want. Okay, so Kavanaugh, he got confirmed on October 6th, the day leaving 86 days left in the year. Kavanaugh's 86. His whole thing was about sexual assault to 86. And then the thing is October 6th was the anniversary of Anita Hill accusing Clarence Thomas of sexual assault. And Clarence Thomas is on the Supreme Court, so it's like, come on, man. This was in 2018. This was shortly after I moved to where I live now, but... And see, you guys, for all of you who think that they're just censoring, hiding my numbers and I'm still getting good views, I know I'm not, because, like, at the time of the Kavanaugh thing, I didn't even have my paper book. I had my first book out then, my ebook, and like when those videos were getting a ton of views in my ebook, there was a period of time from like September to I forget what it was, like the middle of October, where every week on my ebook I did like at least $1,000 in sales, and I had several $2,000 sale weeks. And it was shortly after that where they super censored me, and then I just couldn't get any more views, and then my sales were like, I was making like $50 a week on the ebook, and it's been that way ever since. I've just never been able to have good sales. So back then, like, the videos had views, the work was getting out, it was obvious the videos were super, because I mean, just everything we've ever presented is undeniable. What I present now is even better than 3 years ago. It's just now I can't get views, so now I can't generate any sales, and it makes it hard to build resources. I mean, that is what I want to do for me, is build resources so that we can spend it in a big way to make something happen. Like, imagine if these books sold the way they should. I mean, I should have sold millions of copies of this book. Honestly, because of this book, in a justified world where good products sell in a consumer society, I mean, that should have generated millions in sales. You know? People who've read that book know how good it is. How many copies is it sold? About 6,000. That's nothing. You know, you make a few dollars a copy. You're lucky if you made $20,000 off your book. And again, I can't afford to put up billboards to educate about gematria and the agendas when that's the revenue stream. And again, it's because of all the suppression and censorship. I have done awesome work. It was receiving people for a quick moment, and it got shut down super fast. Big tech saw what was going on. And realized the book even got banned on the platforms it was selling on too. But the point is, I'm just saying, when I educated about this back then, people responded and they said, damn, I got to know about this. They went out and bought the book. You know, I used to have the Etsy app before it got banned on Etsy, and the phone would just chime all day. Another sale, another sale, another sale. That's what was going on when this Kavanaugh thing happened. But anyway, you know, again, 8-6 sexual assault thing. I can see it tomorrow. I can see the impeachment tomorrow now that I'm really thinking about it. Not only does it have 55 date numerology, it's 8-6. No wonder it's nearing. No wonder it can't just be today. You know? But this is the same shit over and over. Sexual assault. And it's a mockery. It's just such an obvious mockery. You know? How can people not get it? You don't even need the gematria. What are the odds that he's getting confirmed? Because remember, they waited until the weekend. They could have confirmed him before October 6th. They waited until this day. You know, the whole trial went down September 27th, the big Jesuit day. And then, you know, it was pretty much done, you know, just days after that. But then they waited until October 6th to confirm him on a weekend on the anniversary of the Clarence Thomas accusation by Anita Hill. And again, here's the Anita Hill. And I mean, just Kavanaugh case shows how little has changed. I mean, they even got Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas up here. It's just, yeah, how little has changed because the same Jesuits control the script and make history repeat itself by the numbers. And again, it's just, all of this is such a mockery. Anita Hill was born in 56. Go figure. Remember what happened last year on October 6th? We said, watch out for the big celebrity death. Ended up being Van Halen. Day leaving 86 days left in the air. Blood sacrifice, guitar. Again, they use these numbers in different ways, but... And I think on my newer blog, I remember there was a day Anita Hill was in the news, and I was like, oh my God, you know it's got to be something 86. It's probably 86 days from her birthday. Whoops. Let's see. Maybe we just did that in a live stream and we didn't even... I just remember, though, Anita Hill popped up on like a CNN top story and we looked at it and it was like, look at that. Of course it is. It's 86 days from her birthday. Maybe this isn't... I forget how long ago that was, but... Yeah, just the same repetitive stuff, the same numbers. So... Okay, anyway, tomorrow the 55 date numerology, the impeachment number all throughout history. It's 8-6, a number that our government's done sexual assault riddles with multiple times throughout history. Here comes the next one, it looks like. And, yeah, just also, man, the detail of the 11 women. I mean, it's just so annoying. New York, the 11th state. How many times have we educated about New York and 11? 9/11, the buildings that look like massive 11s come down after flight AA-11, 110 stories tall, 110. 11, the master number. These people doing everything by numerology, clearly in your face. And, yeah, so what a day. What a day for another ritual by the numbers. You know, speaking of Catholic Jesuit scum, again, here was the Nancy Pelosi headline with the impeachment. Pelosi refuses to budge on impeachment, will send articles to Senate when I'm ready, they emphasize. And why? Because when I'm ready is 55. Like impeachment and impeach. And, again, first ever impeachment. Andrew Johnson, February 24th, the 55th day of the year. Bill Clinton, the second, a big 55 ritual. Donald Trump's a big 55 ritual. Those are the three presidents. And to transition, understanding it's the Jesuits running the 6 show in the media. Again, I want to take Rambo's decode last night and really put the Jesuit stamp on it. So again, Rambo pointed out that there were 3 deaths of 19-year-olds in about a month's time that were all referred to as TikTok stars, and he went into the significance of 19. I'm going to bypass that part. I'm just going to focus on the Jesuit thing. So the phrase TikTok star, which is used for them, does equal 144. This TikTok star who died, he was killed with his girlfriend. Her name is Riley Goodrich, which is also 144. And Rambo dug up the birthday for the man who was killed, who the story's about, Anthony Barajas. And his birthday is August 9th, the day leaving 144 days left in the year. And he went to the Catholic Jesuit school, Modern Day High School. I haven't been there, but I'm assuming it must be like the Catholic school that's in Bellevue in the Medina neighborhood that looks like it's a mini Vatican. It looks like it's made out of gold. You just go look up this school, Modern Day High School, and look at the alumni there. It's crazy. Again, just remind you who runs the show. But again, Jesuit order, 144, big number with them. And the day of the shooting, July 26, 21, it was a date with 54 numerology. Jesuit order equals 54 if you use the alphabetic order and rules numerology, whereas it's 144 if you just use the alphabetic order. And they said he was shot the 26th and died Saturday, July 31st, the same day Ignatius of Loyola died in history, who founded the Jesuit order. Notice the day he died is the day leaving 153 days left in the year. And again, Jesuit order, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, is 153. So, big 144 ritual. TikTok star, girlfriend, birthday. And again, shot in a theater, like Rambo pointed out. Lincoln shot on 14/4 in a theater. This young couple was supposedly at a Purge movie, and the Purge films have had the connection with Lincoln. But just in the ritual, just 3 out of the 4 ciphers, clear as day. There might be a 72 somewhere in there. Remember, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with the rules of numerology, Jesuit order 72. Big number with their history. They were created on a 72 date numerology. They were reinstated by the Pope in a big 72 ritual. But number connected to demons. But yeah, I mean, just clear as day. And then you look up his high school. Uh-oh, I forgot to put the screenshot in here. Here, we'll go. Their motto, this Modern Day High School where he went, this Catholic Jesuit school, their motto is honor, glory, love. And notice how it has the 84 177 201. He died on the same day as Ignatius of Loyola, who died 84 days from his own birthday, Ignatius of Loyola 201. And again, he died in 1556. But again, nice thing about Wikipedia, they got everything from the coordinates to the address to the motto, honor, glory, love. And in light of his birthday being August 9th, remember the killing of Michael Brown on August 9th, 2014 that kicked off the Black Lives Matter movement, along with Eric Garner's death on 17/7, like 177, and then Michael Brown 201. But Michael Brown killing was in Ferguson, just outside St. Louis, where one of the nation's 27 Jesuit universities is. St. Louis University is a Jesuit school. But notice Michael Brown 201, Ferguson, Missouri 84. And remember, there never was a Michael Brown. Michael Brown was always a plastic dummy. And once on the internet, always on the internet. It's still got to be out there. I used to have it uploaded on my channel multiple times. They kept the plastic dummy in the streets of Ferguson with a bunch of officers in a circle with yellow tape standing next to each other so you couldn't really see that well inside of them. But they just stood there for hours in a clear ritual. Remember, spell casting, the first thing you do is make the circle. You had a circle of police officers, probably all members of the Fraternal Order of Police, that has the Masonic logo, the all-seeing eye on it. But the thing is, the proof that it wasn't a real person and was a plastic dummy, which it was, and I'm not wrong about saying that, there never was a Michael Brown, it was always a plastic dummy. You can see them load the plastic dummy into the back of a police SUV, not an ambulance, not a medical vehicle, Michael Brown, the plastic dummy, was loaded into the back of a police SUV after the hours of standing around him in a circle. And that's why then he was taken up to Chicago and put on the 47th Street Museum, the same plastic dummy that they used that day. The lifelike model of Michael Brown. Again, all of this stuff is Jesuit ritual. But the point I'm making is this young man who's dead in this latest Jesuit ritual had this same birthday, the day of the Michael Brown shooting. And again, Michael Brown was in Ferguson, Missouri, 84, Jesuit land, Jesuit numbers. Again, this man dies on the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola, who died 84 days from his birthday, and he was Mr. 201. And again, Ignatius of Loyola died in 1556, Society of Jesus 56, Black Lives Matter 56, Coronavirus 56. The Jesuits, known for creating things that people divide over, being real good at it. And the other point I should make about 84 with regards to Ignatius of Loyola, in that same cipher is Ferguson, Missouri, which is considered the most pure cipher. The alphabetic order with rules numerology, superior general equals 84. Ignatius of Loyola was the first superior general of the Jesuits, again dead 84 days from his birthday. But here's the other thing. In light of this being the Jesuits, the day of the shooting, July 26, 2021, that was a date with 74 numerology. As we know, killing is 74, but with regards to it being the Society of Jesus, Jesus, cross, Messiah, gospel, parables, they're all 74. They say Jesus was Jewish. In that same cipher, Jewish is 74. Jewish mysticism is 201. The Jesuits, again with Catholic Jewish origins. And notice Lucifer is also 74, so is occult, so is Masonic, so is killing. 3 of the first 5 U.S. presidents dead on 7/4, the holiday, Independence Day 74, holiday 74. Big numbers. Rambo also had the thing about how the Lincoln mask equals 267, and the date could be written 26/7. Yeah, that's also interesting. But yeah, the 74 date numerology to go with the Jesuit ritual, I mean. And then, just like at the beginning of the week where we talked a lot about what happened in the Jesuit overthrow of Burma in 85, and, you know, look at, here we go again with the Jesuits, the Catholic Church, 85. Anthony Barajas, his birth name, it's got the 85 in it. There's a lot of things that are interesting. We'll do every cipher in his name, but let's start with the 85. Again, the Jesuit motto is Jesus Hominum Salvator, 85. And they have the Templar cross in their logo, Templar 85. Again, the Templars are the original military order of the Catholic Church. The Jesuits carry on the tradition. And Christ is 85. And then coming back to his name, the 149, that's the 35th prime. Catholic is 35. JFK, the 35th president, the first. Killed at age 46, 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament, 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament than the Protestant. But JFK, number 35, was born on the 149th day of the year. 149, the 35th prime. So he's got that in his name. 50 and 229. 229 is the 50th prime. Jesuits, the plural's got the 50. So and then just bringing the whole Jesus Christ thing together. This happened at a Corona theater, and he's living in Orange. Orange and Corona both got the 33. Jesus on the cross at 33. And again, Lincoln shot on 14/4 this young couple at a Purge film where the series has definitely paid tribute to Lincoln. And again, just another big 144. Assassination in a theater, that's what ended up being his story. History repeating itself by a numerical code. I mean, can make the same point in so many ways with this knowledge, paying attention to what's going on in the world. You know, the scripted rituals, one day after the next. And, yeah, these Jesuits, they need to be done away with. So I wish there was a way to just broadcast directly into this high school where he went to, you know. So I'd like to do a live stream just talking to the students that go to that school and what they think. I know there'd be a lot of coincidence there. So it's just like going to the Gonzaga campus and talking to them. Some get it, but some are like, you give them a list of 5201s that are undeniable, and they're like, it could be a coincidence, and then 2 more happen the next day, and it's just like, God, hope they're paying attention today. Yeah, and just with regards to, just 201s popping up left and right. Again, Rihanna supposedly became a billionaire yesterday. She's confirmed as a billionaire by Forbes. And then you read the article, it's like, well, wait a minute. You didn't know this before? You're saying she's worth $1.7 billion? Sounds like she eclipsed $1 billion a while ago. She's almost at $2 billion. But why does this stuff really happen? She's 33 years old. But notice, the news breaks on 8/4, right? And her upcoming birthday is February 20th. To her upcoming birthday just happens to be 201 days. How's that going to be? On 8/4? These same patterns everywhere? Again, it's just all ritual. It's all ritual. And again, it's just like how they reported that Elon Musk was the richest man in the world, worth $191 billion on the anniversary of Nikola Tesla's death, on the 78-year anniversary of Nikola Tesla's death. Tesla 78, Jesuit 78, and then that day they said he was worth $191 billion, billionaires 191, Society of Jesus is 191, So, yeah, that's where we live, you guys. We live in the Jesuit sandbox. We live in their world right now, and it's going to continue to be their world until people rise up against it, So, but yeah, and don't forget who controls the New York Times, Jesuits. New York Times 177, right? Just like the Jesuit Order 177, just like Propaganda 177, and if you look up the history of that word, it was invented by the Catholic Church. So, what do you know? The group interested in controlling people invented the term for the word that's used to control people. 11 women. Just the way they get away with this stuff, man. Everybody should read that and just be like, I call bullshit. 11 women in New York? Come on, man. How many times are they going to do the same shit to us? Fool me once. In the U.S., people get fooled every day, man. It's April Fool's Day every damn day here. All right. Let me see. I guess we can take a few calls. Depending on how long it goes, depends on what kind of call quality we get. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any additional observations? If not, we'll wrap it up here. Let me check in with the chat. Big news in European football. 231.
Yeah. Hey, Zach. Hey, I'm wondering if you could look at this for me really quick. If you could open up another tab on your computer.
What is it, man? I already don't like calls like this. I don't like people say, "Can you do this and do this?" Just tell me what you're gonna say. What is it?
Okay, so it's so if you put in on YouTube the title MLB Cheap Fenway Park Home Run compilation, and then go to 119.
Okay.
And it shows this company called Covidian right on the wall.
Okay.
Of the Green Monster.
Okay.
So I don't know what this company is. It started in 2007, but it's kind of like an Easter egg of basically what, hey, this is, you know what I mean?
I don't. I appreciate the call, man, though. Have a good one. Advertisement on the wall. I mean, there's a lot of advertisements on baseball walls. Caller?
Hey, Zach. Last night when you were going down the list of the alumni for Modern Day, you passed Cole Brennan, but I think you were confused about who Cole Brennan was.
Hold on. Colt, you're right. I confused it with the Niners quarterback, but we had the two Colt-related NFL quarterbacks die right before the Preakness in Baltimore, the original home of the Colts. Right.
Right. And this is the Cole Brennan that went to Hawaii.
Right. Okay, yeah.
He got offed in May. So, I don't know how many days. I think he got sacrificed on May 11th.
Yeah, it was May 11th, 97 days before his 38th birthday, from fentanyl and death 3897, fentanyl 9738. Fentanyl also 119 like his college, Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. So, yeah. I'm trying to remember, who was the other Colt? There were two Colts related to the NFL who both died. Maybe it was somebody who was drafted and then his brother died.
It was that Texas quarterback.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. It wasn't Colt McCoy. It was a kid that just got drafted, and then the brother died.
Yeah. What was his name?
Last night,
Jake
I was
Ellinger. Jake Ellinger was drafted by the Colts. Yeah,
right.
And both of these deaths right before the race in Baltimore is so obvious. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, bud.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. 414.
Hey, Zach. How's it going, man?
It's going all right. What's up?
Hey, so as a Patreon member, and I've been supporting you since you were doing 2 ciphers, I just want you and your sweet lady to go on vacation, man. I just moved to Florida. You and her need a place to crash. You can always crash here, but that's about it.
All right,
I think
man.
you need a vacation.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right.
See ya.
Yep, take care.
All right. Yes. Sweet lady, she has time to make her decision, but she's trying to figure out a way around the obstacles that have been presented. 914?
Yo, what up, Zach, bro? I was trying so hard to get to you yesterday.
I know. I saw the phone ringing the whole time, and I just thought, does this guy look at the screen? I mean, it says what number to call right on the screen.
Nah, I did call the number on the screen, but it just kept sending me straight into the listening. But I just wanted to...
That's what it does. That's how it does. You hear the listening, but then you're in line.
Oh, you're in a... Oh, okay, see, I didn't know. My bad, I didn't know.
You call that number and you get in line. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, copy. So, anyways, I was trying to talk about... I don't know if you have a topic going. I'm in a grocery store right now, but I just saw you were live. But the rapper Gonzo, I want to show you something crazy that I saw of his... When Gonzo had died, right? I think it was like on July 29th. And ZZ Top had died the day before, I believe. Dusty Hill from ZZ Top, the band ZZ Top. So when I was looking at Gonzo, I thought it was weird because when you look at the name Gonzo, the way it's spelled, it's like an anagram, meaning like if you switch the letters around, it can spell like Gonzo. And like 2 days after Gonzo died, Lonzo Ball was traded from New Orleans to the Chicago Bulls with Zach LaVine. I know you probably don't follow basketball like that, but Lonzo Ball is like a very popular player. But Gonzo is from L.A., and he died in Washington, in Seattle. Well, Lonzo Ball is from L.A., and he went to Chicago to play with the kid from Seattle, Zach LaVine. But when I saw that, I said, Gonzo, like Gonzo. I thought it was weird. But then, I don't know if you know about the show. It's called Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. On their show, on 8-3, on their show, they have like graphics on the side of the show for topics. The graphic on the show was Gonzo. Like literally, Gonzo. And they were talking about that trade with Lonzo Ball traded to Zach LaVine. Now,
it probably is like that. It probably really is. We know the Jesuits run all this stuff, and they're ritualistic. It very well could be. It was a big 82 ritual, pro basketball 82 game season.
Lonzo's 28 and 82 as well. His name is 82, and Gonzo is 82. And the crazy thing about it was Lonzo Ball, everyone calls him Zoe. And he was playing with Zion. So Zoe and Zion. Then he goes from playing with Zoe and Zion to Zoe and Zach. And ZZ Top, the guy from ZZ Top died in his sleep. ZZ, like sleep, Z's, catches Z's.
That's true.
And
That's a good point.
And then ZZ Top, they named their band after BB King. It was supposed to be called BB Top, but they thought it sounded too similar, so they changed it to ZZ Top. They were saying BB King was on top of the blues game. But BB King also died in his sleep. BB King died in his sleep. And then the guy from ZZ Top dies in his sleep. And then think about all the Z's that are there's something going on with Z. Because you think
I just got reminded about the BB King. They did BB King and Benny King on the same day. One died and the other had a heart attack. And then I think it was BB King who died shortly after that. But they got Benny King and BB King on the same day. So
yeah, see, that's and then the guy, the group, the guy, and then the guy from the group that died was the guitarist. Like BB King played the guitar, and he dies in his sleep just like BB King, and he's in a group with the ZZ, like catching Z's. But then Zach Levine and Zoe team up, and then the guy named DeMar DeRozan, like DeRozan, like D-Rose, he goes to Chicago as well, and he has a Z in his name as well. So like, that's not a very common letter. Like Z is you don't see that. It's just like they're putting a lot of Z's in there, and Z is 1 and 26, and you know how 126 goes in the basketball, especially with Kobe Bryant dying on 126. I just thought that was weird. And just one last point I want to make with you. It's crazy because I don't want to take too much time, but on the NBA Finals, right, the last 3 teams is Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Phoenix. If you do the distance from Phoenix to Atlanta, it's almost perfectly equal to the distance from Phoenix to Milwaukee. It forms a perfect delta triangle, literally, right in the middle of the map. Literally, the last 3 cities. It's like a congruent triangle, perfect right in the middle of the map. So I thought that was weird, and how they landed. And I don't know if you caught this, when they finished the series on the moon landing, the Apollo 13 is the spaceship that took them to the moon. NASA has a program right now called Project Artemis, and Artemis is the goddess that's represented by the deer or a stag like the bucks. They have a Project Artemis going on for NASA where they're trying to land the first black person and female on the moon right now. Huh. So it's like they landed, they had the final salute on the day of the moon landing, and it's like the sun's like Apollo and Artemis like the bucks on the day of the moon landing. That's crazy as hell. That's crazy as hell, but that's what I all wanted to point out to you. There's something going on with these maps. These players, when they trade them around, they're moving in like these triangles. They move players around the map to city strategically. It's not like they're doing it normally. But I just wanted to point that out. Like, anyway, thanks a lot, Zach.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem.
For the person in the chat who's saying, I don't know why Zach couldn't look up the baseball. So I could, but again, listen to how your call went. You know, let's go here. Let's watch this random video. Let's stop at this random point in the video and look at the sign that's on this baseball wall because I've never heard about this company before and who knows what. I mean, it's like, so what? We're going to look out at one random ad in one random video on one city's. I mean, you got to give me a better reason for why we're looking into that company. If you're calling in about it, you should know something about the company. I mean, it just sounds like a loopy call. 818.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to say you heard about that. You may have touched upon this earlier today, but the 4-year-old girl that died of the rapper, and her birthday was June 24th, which is the exact same birthday the Champlain Towers went down, which is also Messi's birthday. And there were 24s all. And her mother's name is Turquoise Miami. And then the Shepherd, rocket, the new Shepherd that Bezos sent up. He named it after Alan Shepard, and Alan Shepard was picked up off of the coast of Miami in the USS Champlain.
Okay, interesting, yeah.
So there, and then there was then the hockey player that was 24 that got rocketed in his chest. He was killed in Novo, and they kept pointing out that he was 28 miles from Detroit, which there's 28 Jesuit universities in the United States. And then I researched to find a tie to Miami, and the second settlement there was called Fort Miami, and it was settled by the Jesuits, and he died right near Fort Miami, Michigan.
Yeah, go figure.
I know. It's like sickening. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so I say they wanted us to look into the company Covidian essentially because COVID is in their name and they're a medical company. Okay. So that's interesting, but couldn't we have just gotten to that a lot more efficient way? We should look into this company Covidian. COVID. What's up, Rich?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Just wanted to take the opportunity to call in while I had the chance and announce that there's going to be about 8 of us in Fort Wayne, Indiana on September 11th, including Chicozy Truth, Frank Bansley. I can't remember all the names. But I didn't know if there's any way. I know it's a long shot, but maybe you would be able to participate in that with a month's notice.
Fort Wayne, Indiana, September 11th.
It's
just like if Sweet Lady's going to let me travel, she'd be like, why aren't you going to go to New York? It seemed like a better place to do it. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't have, these are all people from my neck of the woods, so we can't all go to New York, you know what I mean? But
I hear that.
Maybe you can announce it, or maybe
that would be cool, though. That would be cool, though. Fort Wayne, Indiana, September 11th. I'm hoping Sweet Lady's just going to decide to drop out, and then we can hit the road and pound pavement city to city.
I mean, yeah, because I'm going 1,000% myself. So my goal is to wake up the whole city in a day or two. I mean,
well, we know that's not going to happen.
Myself, I don't know, man. I'm pretty stubborn.
Well, I like the idea. I'm happy to promote it for anybody who else is in the area. Fort Wayne, September 11th, easy date to remember. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people around there. I can't make any promises.
I'm hoping to get a GematriaEffectNews banner to hang up downtown or something, and we'll all be in uniform. And I think we're going to do a really good job. We did this a couple months ago, and with half the amount of people, and did pretty good. I mean, you know, you got to practice something before you get better at it. I'm not sure if you saw those videos or not, but you learn from your mistakes, and the next time you pound pavement, you do better and better. So, you know, I plan on knocking it out of the park. So.
I'm sure you will. Well, I'm glad that that's happening, though, whether I can be there or not, which is probably not, to be perfectly honest. But, yeah, that's very cool. How far of a trip is that from Chicozy?
Chicozy, I believe, is in Columbus, Ohio. I think it's a couple hours away. And then I got people coming from Chicago. I got a guy coming from Richmond, Indiana. So everybody's about a couple hours from me. It ain't so bad.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So... Well, what's have you guys picked out the corner, the intersection?
Yeah, Main and Clinton. It's pretty much the same.
Main and Clinton. That's the perfect spot. That's the perfect spot, Main and Clinton. Yeah.
Traffic, you get a million cars a day just going down, and then they stop at the red light, and then I get on the bullhorn and, you know, say a little something to them. But I just want to promote the channel, and people can see our shirts. We've got flyers that Brandon D has mailed me from LA. So I'm mailing some of those out to people. So I want Gematria Effect. You've seen those flyers, right? The one with the YouTube symbol on them.
Yeah.
I want to get those on light poles across the nation. You know, so the more people that see Gematria Effect News, then I don't got to teach people Gematria, because they can just subscribe to your channel.
Well, I appreciate your effort, anyway. Rich. I do know if everybody was going like you, the word would be a lot more out there. So, amazing.
Well, my whole goal, Zach, like I went on your show last December, and how you wanted me to say 10 things that I do. I misunderstood that. I was just trying to say the things I do, not 10 things that I do. I think we should all teach it the same way. You approach somebody, you give them a business card or a flyer, you tell them 9/11 riddle, you tell them the coronavirus riddle, you give them just enough to want to subscribe to your channel, and then while we're bringing you new people, you're teaching the same repetitive things you do every day, which is a lot, and now we can get that million people we need to confront them. That's been my goal the whole time, Zach, and that's why I get frustrated every day, because you can't get everybody on the same page. But I think someone like you could. If you coordinated a nationwide outside operation, people ain't going to listen to me as much, but they'll listen to you.
I don't know if they'll listen to me. It seems like the only way to get people on the same page is to scare them to death, and that's why we're ruled over the way we are. So,
right? But I'm just saying, out of the people in the community, you're a bigger influence than me, obviously. So, like, if you were taking my idea and coordinating it, writing down, okay, John's in this state, Bobby's in this state. If you know where they're pounding pavement, and we're documenting, and we got a list, and pretty soon we're filling up every city, and then we have, people in Gematria Effect News uniform in every city doing the same thing, spreading the same message, that's gonna equate to results.
Well, you're right about that. You're right about that. So
that's what I've been screaming for like 3 years now, brother. So I think it's the only way. We got to literally coordinate it like they coordinate things. If you got 2 or 3 people in every major city on street corners educating people, we're going to be noticed. We're reversing that censorship.
Indeed.
So it's just something to think about, and maybe if you want to help me do it. I mean, I got my people, but you got way more people than me, so we just got to get people all on the same page. If 10 people try to teach gematria, you're going to get 10 different things. You know what I mean? So that's just confusing. People aren't learning anything. But if you just tell them the 9/11 riddle and tell them the coronavirus riddle, maybe throw in a Super Bowl riddle, now you have their attention. Now they're subscribing to your channel, wanting to know more. In a perfect world, So
yeah.
it's just like it's an entire blueprint. And I know it's tough when you have 100,000 people. Everybody's on a different page. So, but I won't go on and on. Glad to have a few minutes to speak my mind.
All right, Rich. Appreciate it. And again, I'll show everybody the T-shirts you're making, so people can find you on
you
Facebook.
Already did, and I really appreciate that, because my T-shirt guy, I used to take the orders and then place them, but now I got a guy who I just send him the money for it, and he makes them that day and ships them out the next day. So people are getting them in like 4 or 5 days. So sales have been all right for them. But a guy named David Busek, he's kind of new to your work, but he likes it. I just ran across him. He just bought 4 shirts today, and he's meeting us here in Fort Wayne on September 11th as well. And we're going to do really good. I got a really good lineup coming that day, so I know we're going to do great.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to promote it then. I'm going to promote it. Keep reminding people. Fort Wayne, Indiana, September 11th, Clinton and Maine. What time?
Thank you very much.
What time is the gathering?
All day long. I don't have a time set in stone yet, but they can't miss us.
So
just
what? Noon? Show up at noon or before noon?
Yeah. I'm gonna plan on being out there at noon, 11 or noon, and then it go all day.
Okay.
Plus, there'll be more posts on Facebook. There'll be more information in the next month. So.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Saturday.
That's good. It's a weekend. Okay. All right. Yeah, that should be a good day.
Absolutely.
All right, Rich.
Appreciate the time, Zach.
All right. Have a good one, man. See you.
Yes, sir.
Hold on real quick, Phoenix. 1 second before I put you on. Again, just before Phoenix goes on here, 480. Again, Rich is doing these T-shirts. You can contact him through Facebook. And problem is when they delete the channel, you're going to need a YouTube 23 T-shirt, but on the back it's got the 77 riddle with the Pentagon. So, and I don't think Rich is really making any money off him. I think he's just trying to get the word out there. So, 480, are you still on? Well, they hung up. I guess they didn't understand. Hold on a second. Okay. 480 is just a second, man. Okay. Well, we can leave it there for now. I think that's a good place to end it. We had some good calls and Rich's campaign for September 11th. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't be there. I really do. If Sweet Lady decides to drop out and because she's thinking somehow she's going to be able to wiggle her way around the vaccine and stay in there. I mean, because they have a deadline and she wants to finish, but that part of me is just like, man, it would actually be great if she just dropped out and got on board with me. So I might eventually get my wish. We'll see. 708.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Zach. Anyway, I just wanted to call and say I like everything you're doing. I ain't have shit to say.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support. Somebody says, I'm only interested in YouTube. Here, let me show you what I think of your comment. Adios. Yeah, I've proven that I'm only interested in YouTube. I have my own platform that I pay for each month, free to find truth. You know, how many people on, and again, what am I getting from YouTube? I don't have any monetization from YouTube, just a stupid comment. Again, dumb people like you, whether you're a shill or a troll or not, I just don't even want to hear from dumb people. I don't want some retard just jabbering their bullshit in the comment section. Talking about I only care about YouTube. I stay on YouTube because that's the point, is to get the word out. These other platforms, BitChute and stuff, BitChute censors, all these other platforms seem to censor for the most part, and nobody watches videos there. You're only preaching to the choir there. I stay on YouTube because it's the place to try to reach a new person. All right, here, 480 called back in. 480?
Oh, hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's the call about, man? I'm doing a live stream. We know what I'm doing.
Hey, I wanted to just give you a call in real quick. So I was doing my own kind of decode on possibly upcoming economic crash. And one thing that I've noticed that's been kind of put out a lot in the news is the word, the Delta variant. So doing the decode on that, you've got a couple words that kind of match up with that, interestingly. So in reverse ordinal, it comes to 245. If you put in interest rate hike, it comes out to 245 as well, which is a word that they'll throw around a lot too for when rates go up, makes the market really kind of go crazy and pull back a lot. Another interesting thing is Bank of America. So just recently, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, Bank of America filed it's called a shelf, to offer up to $123 billion in debt and equity securities over time, which is a big sign that they're probably going to go bankrupt. But 123, so 123 billion, a really interesting number because conspiracy is 123. But if you look up Bank of America, they've got 54 and 81. Treasury bill is 54 and 81. And right now there's a problem with the debt limit or the debt ceiling, that by October, the Federal Reserve won't be able to issue any more Treasury bills, and debt ceiling equals 54, just like Treasury bill and Bank of America, as well as there's hyperinflation that's possibly on the table with a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the market. And really interestingly, too, is there is a liquidity crisis, which is when there's not enough money going into a specific, like company, or there could be too much liquidity, which is what we're seeing with the Federal Reserve, with the overnight repurchase agreement pool reaching over $1 trillion on July 31st. So that means that there's a lot of money in the banks that they don't want to have on their books. But liquidity crisis is 203 in the English ordinal. If you type in global economic crisis, it comes out to 203 as well.
So with the number connections, are you drawing a date?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because liquidity crisis has a 103 and stock market crash has a 103 as well. I know that they're saying by October is when the Federal Reserve, because the Congress went on their vacation. They go on like a 6-week vacation, and before they went on their vacation, they were supposed to extend the rental moratorium, and they were supposed to give the okay to extend the debt ceiling, but they did neither of those. So that's why the rental moratorium it officially ended. The CDC has tried to reenact it, but they're saying that it's not gonna hold up. It's gonna get kicked out in court. They're not gonna be able to stop people from owing all that back rent. But the debt ceiling is very interesting that they didn't raise it. So what the Federal Reserve has to do is, the Treasury. What the Treasury has to do is they're going to have to take, quote, extraordinary measures, unquote, to keep that debt, to keep the Treasury bills still being able to be issued. But they're saying that by October is when they'll run out of any possibility, excuse me, to be able to do that. So I know that there's possibly some, numerology that could come into that. I've been trying to figure out date numerology. I know that September 11th is going to be, was it exactly 18 months since the start of the pandemic, or the official, declaration of the pandemic. So there's 254 and 111 numerology in that date. So I'm trying to figure that part out, but I don't know. I just thought maybe
just go back and look at history's past, because they love to make history repeat. And October's been a bad month for the market in the past. The fall and the fall. So, all right, man. Yeah, I do expect some big financial news this year as well, especially after the finals with the Economist cover and all the stuff we've been talking about this year. But I appreciate all this stuff. If you're going to connect things with the numbers, I mean, to be convincing to people, you got to show and say, see how these numbers come together and how it syncs up with this date? I mean, that's how you do it. You just like random numbers. That'll just make people think like, is this gematria totally pointless? So again, make sure when you use gematria, you make it look good. But appreciate the call, man.
Okay.
Have a good one. 914?
Yo, it's me again. I was in a grocery store, so I couldn't really say everything I really wanted to say. It's me again.
Okay.
And if y'all see me in the chat, my name is Views. I go by Views Numeral. That's me in the chat. Views Numeral, the V, the orange V. But anyways, guys, I just want to tell you something too, Zach, about the Super Bowl coming up. What I'm starting to realize about these the Bonesmen, because they're the ones who invented football, the people that their assets that they kill or die ritualistic, like DMX, they seem to be the hit for the Super Bowl. And what I've learned about DMX is they say he's from Yonkers, but when I was watching Drink Champs, it's a podcast with Nori the rapper, it turns out that DMX is conflicting reports that DMX may or may not be from Baltimore. And there's a lot of people that say he is from Baltimore, and he even admitted himself he recorded his first album in Baltimore. I say that to say there's a rapper by the name of Kodak Black. He posted on Instagram, he was wearing the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens jersey, Lamar Jackson. He was wearing his jersey, and his jersey number is number 8. And he says, you bring back a Super Bowl, and I'm going to bring back a Grammy. When he said this, he was wearing Lamar Jackson's jersey, but he was standing in a Tesla that was Laker yellow and purple, right? And Lamar Jackson's Instagram name on Instagram is New Era 8. And we all know who the most famous 8 in yellow and gold is. It's Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant got drafted in 1996. So now they're doing this thing where the Super Bowl is in LA, right? 213 area code on 213. Black History Month is 213. Black quarterback is 56 in gematria, right? But check this out. There's a quarterback that I think is going to sneak up on a lot of people because he's black, but he's also Asian. So people got to keep an eye out on Kyler Murray, dog. I know it sounds crazy. No one's looking at Arizona this year, but
well, I don't know. You don't follow this community with comments like that. I mean, I don't know where that comment just came from. Yeah, we said 2 years ago, we said, you had to think about the Cardinals in the 102nd season because their owner died on 10/2 in a big ritual. So.
Okay. When I tell people Cardinals, everyone's like, "There's no way Cardinals are going to the Super Bowl." Even people that know about Gematria, because the only reason why I think so, because obviously they had a lot of players that came from that Houston blackout, but Kyler Murray's Asian. Nobody knows that he's Asian, and we know that they're giving Asians a lot of looks this year. Jordan Clarkson for the NBA, he won 6th Man of the Year. He's Asian too. I didn't know that he's Asian. So, and Kobe Bryant's last assist was to Jordan Clarkson. Go figure. His name's Jordan. He gave it to him. So I just think there's a good chance, because remember Kodak Black got free from prison by Donald Trump on that ritualistic date as well. And he's telling Lamar Jackson to go win a Super Bowl. And he's the new Era 8. DMX is from Baltimore. He died. There's a lot going on. And Tupac's from Baltimore too. A lot of people don't know that he was born in New York, but he came up in Baltimore. And Tupac died in 1996. Kobe Bryant got drafted in 1996. The last Super Bowl in LA was in 1993, and the Suns were just it's a whole lot of shit. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention. That Kyler Murray's Asian, so just keep a look on Kyler Murray this year.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah. We've looked at all the black quarterbacks in the year of Super Bowl 56 and what the narratives could be. Yeah. It's funny how many people, well, I shouldn't say how many people, like there's certain people in this community that'll like say something after I said it, and then they'll hear me say it after they realized it, and then they'll be like, he's copying me. It's like, copying you, man. We're talking about that a year before you even were on it. You're a clown. You're a clown YouTube channel. Anyway. Let's see. 954.
Hey, what's up, Zach? Sean again from last night. I just wanted to, because I didn't get to read that verse, Revelations 9:6, in regards to the Delta variant and its connections to transhumanism, essentially. And but the verse is, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. So imagine people who literally can no longer have the freedom, no longer have the choice that's granted to everyone in this life, which is to pass on, which, considering the implications of that, I've thought, man, like, the one thing that is granted in this life that so many people dread and fear is a blessing, in a sense that just imagining getting locked into this realm for eternity at the will of tyrants to be essentially used at their disposal, how they see fit, being manipulated via their technologies and their Neuralink and their Starlink and their 5G genocide and their experimental injections and their whatever they're spraying in the sky, and all these things come together, in my opinion, and CERN, and it's so out there. When you just say them all in a broad sense, painted with a broad brush, but when you kind of connect all the dots, it paints a really dystopian picture, so to speak. But yeah, I think that's really all I left out from my little Delta decode. Let me see here. Yeah, pretty sure that's all I left out. I also saw something else interesting that I always saw COVID standing for Certification of Vaccination ID, as in identification 19, as in the year that it was patented, the year of Event 201, and also 19, like the first letter being A and the ninth letter being I, as in AI, as in what a lot of people are becoming with these mRNA injections, which mRNA means messenger, right? Synthetic means fake, means false. So this is kind of something I kind of picked up from Wise Wake Up, I guess I hadn't really considered it in this light, in this terminology, but literally, synthetic mRNA translates to false messenger or false messiah. So, yeah, people are being injected with the so-called, false messenger, whatever you want to call it, the Antichrist. I mean, whatever you want to call it. It's not of the Most High by any means. Quite the contrary. But also saw COVID in reverse, standing for digital infrastructure for vaccine open certification, which I looked into a little bit. I still want to look into it more. I hate coming on with incomplete info, but and as other people know, Corona equals 66, and it's 6 letters, like 666. But and then this is from ESP on your page in the community. But yeah, 5G mind control, 5G vaccine, Neuralink, supercomputer, Freemasonry, all equal 57. And what was that Marco just dropped in the chat? If Marco dropped that again in the chat, that'd be greatly appreciated with the 46, all the 46s. I think I might have screenshotted it.
All right. Well, I appreciate the information, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, here, let me drop this last one here. It's 46. It's Delta variant equals 46. Joe Biden equals 46, the 46th president. Let's see. Yeah, Lambda variant equals 46, Delta variant equals 46. Virus, sacrifice, chaos, order web chow, Catholic. Joe Biden's president number 46. Beau Biden dead at 46. JFK dead at 46. Joey Jordison dead at 46. That's Marco's little connection there. But anyway, that's all I got, man.
All right. Thanks, man. All right, we missed the last caller. 414, you can call back in. Yeah, just all the caller, just nothing there was convincing to me. It's just like, so what's he saying? Nobody's going to be able to die? I mean, I doubt that's going to be a problem going forward. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people, they don't do a good job with Gematria and they make it look bad, and it's why the work hasn't gone as far as it needs to. We don't need all this extra, just loose. Does this even really mean anything? Does this even make any sense? I mean, do you guys see how I come on and show it every day? Concrete, undeniable. I mean, not like, oh, maybe I'm interpreting it this way. Just like, that doesn't do anything. 414?
Hey, Zach. To add to that last caller, I actually got a minor in biochemistry. I was actually fired this year because I refused the vaccine. But the first ingredient, I'm going to call it 57 because every time I talk about it on my channel, I always get a whatever strike. The 57, the first ingredient, the mRNA, is hydroxybutyl as dialine. That's a nanoparticle. And what they do with the nanoparticle, they put it in a petri dish or sheep's blood. And what the nanoparticle does is manipulates the cells of the blood and it tries to kind of clone itself. And what they did to disrupt those nanoparticles was to use a high vibrant frequency, and it ended up killing all the nanoparticles. I've seen videos of it when I was in school and stuff. But I think that's what's in the 57. Well, it is in the 57 because it's on the FDA's website. I mean, unless they're lying, which is definitely possible. But they have all kinds of other ingredients that I've unlocked. But the nanoparticle part, and that 5G, I don't know. But when I was working for Aurora Healthcare, and I know that you uncovered the vaccine in the 57 riddle when the guy left about 57 vials of it out. Well, of course, they were on my ass right after that, and they ended up firing me anyway. But what happened was that everybody that was working there, as soon as they took that goddamn thing, they started acting completely different, more irrational, more stupid. Even though I didn't think it was possible to get more stupid, but they were still somehow able to get more stupid and angry irrational. It's changing people's behaviors, and it's become a religion. XYZ in biochemistry, very simple. Just looking it up, and these clowns, these clones, these whatever you want to call them, sheep, they can't even do it, man. It's ridiculous.
All right. Appreciate the observations.
Yeah, that's all.
All right, thanks, man. Okay. Okay. I don't see anything too interesting in the chat talking about shills. Okay. Yeah, I guess you guys in the chat, you thought the other call was pretty good, that my criticism was too much. Okay. To each their own. To me, I didn't hear anything there that was worth mentioning. So, and then we needed to hear more. Okay. August 11th, national emergency broadcast. Somebody pointed this out in light of what we were saying about that Alaska earthquake the other week. I mean, they do stuff like this. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but let's see. That August 11th is very interesting. Anniversary of the patenting of HARP. This will be the 34th. Wait. Was HARP 87 or 88? I can't remember. So it'll be cell phone. There will be a national test of wireless emergency alert. August 11th. Nine seven eight.
You call that number and you get in line. Yeah.
978.
Hey, are you familiar with Benford's Law?
Remind me what that is. I've heard of that before, but I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I've seen something on Netflix. I wanted to recommend you to watch it, and the Gematria community. But there's a Netflix show called Connected, and specifically an episode called Digits. They go into it, and it's like regarding more Gematria being organic. And I wanted to mention too, there's a part in that show where it talks about bots online on social media, and you can use this. I don't know if it's an equation or whatever it is when it comes to Benford's Law, but you can use that equation to figure out if there's like bots on. I don't know. You just gotta watch the show. I'm pretty sure you get a lot more out of it than I did.
Okay, Connected.
And that's
Digits.
episode called Digits. Yes.
And Benford's Law is brought up in the episode?
Yes.
Okay, Connected
all
Digits. All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks.
So this will be the 6th emergency alert test in the era of radio and television. So they don't do a lot of these. The 6th in this year is interesting because 21's the 6th triangular number is 2021. But yeah, just August 11th, connected to HARP, which has the capability to create an emergency. We'll see. Yeah, if you missed the video I did on the Alaska 8.2 earthquake, you might want to go back and check that out. Had us looking at August 11th. So, all right, well, we can leave it there, and I'll be back when the next piece of propaganda worth exposing comes through. But yeah, again, I mean, you guys, it's just it's annoying doing this and just hardly reaching anybody. I mean, I know that I'm hardly reaching anybody. The numbers might be better than they actually show, but again, 3 years ago when I came back, I was reaching people for the first weeks that I came back, and then we've been pretty much been censored ever since. Yeah, I mean, I can just tell from book sales. That's the barometer for how it's not reaching anybody. The books would sell if they were reaching new people. And again, the point of the information is to get it out there. And tried pound and payment. Doesn't really seem to help out with anything. So, I really do feel stuck, like, in terms of getting the information out. All right, one more call. What's up, 619?
What's up, brother? Hey, you got another Seattle trip planned anytime soon?
Well, like I said, if I go to Seattle again, I'll just show up there because, last time I announced the most dedicated person there was the paid-for agent who ruined the whole thing. He was there before anybody else, so.
The dude blasting bullshit. Okay. I'm gonna be heading up to, this is Wild Rat Will, by the way. Anyways, be heading up to my buddies up there in Forks here in a week or whatever, so I was just gonna be heading over there. Real quick, just want to throw this out, thought hit me. Because you're, like, what we've been talking about, at least throwing the idea of getting, like, a office place, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, the community. Fucking. In a sense, like, minus one specific location or many, like, what could be, But, like, right now, just with everybody that we do have within the community, we kind of, like, do have, like an office too, even though we're all separate, with the tools we got, the internet and shit.
Right.
So, I mean, dude, you fucking reach math people, dude. We could actually literally, with everybody in here, with whatever we could do, group freaking collabs to get like multiple people to get StreamYards going, whatever. I mean, between the people we have here in the U.S., Australia, England, wherever, Philippines, whatever. Like, we could honestly get something going where it's just like a 24/7 continuous, like network, just like they are. But like, why can't we be doing the same shit? It should be. I mean, like these freaking fires right now, dude. I don't know how close they are to you.
Well, we've been living in smoke for a month, so yeah, we got fires all around us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not on a fire probably right now because I told my boss I wanted to take off for the rest of August. But could be right now. I don't know. We'll see. But it would be never in the work. But it's like it's all part of the plan. You can just see it. Freaking don't manage the forest. Let it overgrow. Right.
Burn it up.
However they're starting. Burn it the fuck up. And when shit goes down, think about how much of the wild game out there is freaking we're losing to this shit. So sad. So,
yeah.
All right, Zach.
All right, man.
Cool, brother.
Yeah, have a good one.
We'll see you next.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said that the work's not reaching anybody because it's not evolving. Please, the work hasn't evolved. The work's never been more clear, more pinpointed, more information, more accurate, more undeniable. I mean, get the fuck out of here. That's why I blocked you so I don't have to read any more stupid fucking retarded comments. God, you guys are fucking losers. The work has never been better. It should reach more people. More people should be persuaded and convinced. It's never been better. God, fucking moron has that opinion. So, and again, you guys, for all of you who think my attitude's the same as the tyrants, I've already told you it's not much different. I understand why the tyrants rule as they do. There's no way you want the idiot masses having any influence or control over anything. They're a bunch of retards. I'm not saying everyone in this community is, but there's plenty of people that hang around here who remind me of the rest of the brain dead masses. What's up, Denmark?
Oh, all right. Thanks. I'm through. I'm turned off my mic. Thank you for picking up. I was just wondering, grand solar minimum, grand solar maximum, is that something on your radar?
I think all that stuff's interesting. What's your point about it?
I just found out that in the Gematrinator that it equals 201. And the grand solar minimum is this astronomical cyclus that I wasn't really aware of until Corona here. And it seems like it is the top layer to this whole Corona thing we're going through, huh?
Right.
There's especially this, I don't know if anyone of your community have came across this Adapt 2030 channel. And the Ice Age Armor, the Ice Age Farmer channel. I think that's the two channels I've seen go through most of the scientific data among the grand solar minimum and grand solar maximum.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that Ice Age Farmer. So.
No, I'm not sure about him either. I mean, he's a fear-mongering and stuff, but
yeah, he's doing a lot of fear-mongering.
He's one of the ones that I at least bringing some point to this grand solar minimum event. That seems like that it's continuous cycle that humanity have been, like the elite have been aware of for the last 500 years. Maybe it's synced up with this.
That's it. I agree with all that. I mean, it would make perfect sense because that's the thing. The ruling class, they're part of an organization, a network that's contained information and knowledge that the rest of the humanity is not being allowed to see. I mean, if they know that the Earth is on a 500-year type of pattern with weather cycles and global cooling and all this, they can make us think something else is going on when they know the actual truth and use it to steer their agendas, which is, I think, exactly what they are doing. So, yeah.
Exactly, and if you look, I just came aware of it now. I've been into Grand Solomon, looking it up for the last 6 months or so. But now just doing a show, I checked it in the Gematrinator calculator and 201 in simple Gematria. And I was just like, okay, yeah, of course.
That in which phrase is 201 again?
Grand solar minimum.
Huh. Yeah, that is really interesting. Again, it all comes together. Event 201, coronavirus, climate change, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. It all makes too much sense. And the big signing day for Agenda 21 was June 13th, the day leaving 201 days left in the year. So yeah, maybe that's exactly what it is.
Exactly, and we've been in this whole. I've not been a loudmouth in your community. I'm pretty incognito and just following, doing research. But I've been, I stumbled across you maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and let off for a few years, and then I look back into your work here, maybe during Corona times, early Corona, and now all this seems to make more and more sense. Gematria came into my life maybe 10 years ago. Because I came across one of these guys who coaches in optimizing memory, and he uses the system, and also what's his name is Aaron Cass. Supposed he has like the world record holder of memory, because he uses the system based on Gematria, where you have a double meaning of everything, right?
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, I'll do some more research on this topic. It is very interesting, and yeah, maybe that is one of the more relevant 201s that we have not covered enough. So, very interesting.
Yeah, I would really like to. I'll dig into more, but it's very interesting, and also if it seems that this whole climate change agenda is also completely inverted, and it seems like if you really look into the data, it doesn't really show any heating signs, right? It looks like cooling signs in some.
Well, what I've noticed the last few years is the summer's a lot hotter earlier in the year, and then it cools off, and then the part of the summer that back in the day used to be the hottest part's actually cooler. I mean, that's how it's been the last 3 years where I am in the world, so we'll see if it ends up being that way this year. So far this year it has been that way, but if it gets hot again, that could change, but we'll see. So
yeah, exactly. But I would if you want to It's a piece in 15, 20 minutes. Maybe he put it up a week ago, this at that 2030 channel, because Vice News made a hit piece on him. So he had he made a video where he's kind of good in.
Is this Ice Age Farmer channel?
No, it's the Adept 2030 guy.
Adept 2030 YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Who did a hit piece on him?
Vice News.
Oh, Vice News got him too. Okay, that must mean he's onto something. If he's got a Vice News article about him also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And second, and this sometimes he has a very direct kind of energy in the way he broadcasts, and you have to look through that, and he's selling his gold and shit, but some of the data that he brings seems very, very plausible, right?
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to see what Vice News wrote about him. But yeah, if Vice News is targeting him, then it makes me think he's one of the good guys. Okay.
So yeah, exactly. But what was there more? Also, yeah, 1066, the whole Battle of Hastings and all that. Yeah, there's so much story. I'm really looking forward to you bringing Rainbow on again, and also because this Grand Solar Minimum seems so ancient, right? And if they know that it has this 400 cyclists, and it's almost synced up with the basis of the Jesuits and everything, and the Corona, and, yeah.
I see. I found the article on him, so they went after him and a number of other people that are making money on Patreon and saying Ice Age is coming, so I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate all the information. I'll look into the channel, and I'll do some more work on the Grand Solar Minimum.
There was another guy. I've been really tuned into you, and this guy, Robert Seffer. But now a lot of his community, they call him the world's most dangerous anthropologist. I'm not sure if he planned it or not, but what the whole thing is, he's really bringing that esoteric knowledge to the surface, right? It seems like the knowledge that they are being taught in these level up organizations like the Jesuits, Masons, whatever, this Atlantean theory, all this ancient knowledge based on that Robert Seffer guy is very interesting. And he also has some pieces on Gematria in like Sumerian language and some ancient stuff related to Gematria, not like decoding like we're doing, but yeah.
I will look into that as well. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the information.
Yeah. All right, Zach. Excellent. I was so glad you picked up. I tried to call you a few times within a year, and it didn't go through and stuff. So, but finally, excellent, man.
All right, friend. Thanks for the call.
And then another thing, right? If you want to spread this work, man, get it in Spanish, in Danish, French, all these things. Can't cost that much to get your work translated, man. Spread it out. I think
I should look into that. Are there services where they will just translate what you're saying and re-upload it? Is that how it is? Re-upload it as a video somewhere else, or to look into that? It's interesting.
Yeah, not the video, like your book for sure.
I see. Man. Translate the books. Okay.
Yeah.
You think people who don't speak English want to learn about what's coded in English?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Okay. For sure. Okay. I think most people like here. I mean, especially in Europe, I think you have a lot of audience here, but they're maybe not that outspoken, and of course all the algorithms are working against you, so you have to come across if you just search really specific something, right?
Yeah. I'll look into that. That's a good idea. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right,
Zach.
Yeah, have a good one. Thank you.
Have a good one.
786?
Yeah, what's going on, Zach?
Doing the stream. What's up?
Yeah, long time watcher here.
infrequent caller. I've called in the past over some soccer decodes, but this is more touching on. I have a question for you. Have you ever done plant medicine, specifically ayahuasca, things of that nature?
Well, I've done videos talking about magic mushrooms, but
But you don't personally take anything psychedelic or even just mind altering, like in that category?
well, I used to. I used to pick magic mushrooms and eat them, give them to other people. Yeah.
Because what I'm trying to get at is I'm curious to know if you were to do DMT per se, something ritual. I don't know what your take on that, plant medicine when it comes to doing rituals and, ancient, rituals of that nature. But I feel like you'd probably get something out of it. Maybe you'd get messages. Maybe you'd get something that.
I know you're new here, man. I know you're new here. It's just, are you listening to what I'm saying? I've said before, I probably wouldn't have figured out Gematria if I hadn't done like magic mushrooms. I've talked a lot about magic mushrooms in the past. Yeah, so I know you're new here, and again, I just respond away. You're like, well, man, I don't know.
No, I've been following for 3 years now. I had never heard your take on psychedelics and stuff. I'm sorry.
Right.
My bad. But okay. But as far as ayahuasca goes, DMT, I feel like that's next level then for mushrooms. That's something I'm yet to take. So that's a journey that I'm going on myself. So.
Well, about DMT, I think there's probably good doses out there. Somebody gave me something in Seattle years ago that was supposed to be DMT, and it was very mild. So like.
Mm-hmm.
But so I couldn't say that was a great experience. Magic mushrooms were a lot more interesting than the DMT that I tried, but.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard ayahuasca's very interesting too. But honestly, I think I don't have the experience because I haven't done ayahuasca. But there's different varieties of magic mushrooms. But if you get cyanescence, they're referred to as genius mushrooms. They are very thought provoking, and I think that's a great experience. So just from having that experience, I think everyone should try out about a gram or less of dried cyanescence. And for everyone who's in the Pacific Northwest, they grow in the area in October. But
is that a specific strain?
Yeah, that's the type of mushroom. It's called a cyanescence.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm very familiar with different.
Most people have cubensis. They're okay. Cyanescence are better.
Okay, I will definitely look into that. I'll definitely call back too once I have my full-on ayahuasca trip with a confiable or someone that can trust, shaman, witch doctor, whatever you want to call it. Because I feel like someone like yourself, I feel like you'd come back with so much more information with an experience like that, as far as like what ayahuasca can do as opposed to mushrooms itself. But again, that's just something that's, just putting it out there is all.
All right. Well, appreciate the call, man. You have a good one.
In any case, you continue to lead the charge, and I'll continue spreading your knowledge as I've been. So have a good one, Zach.
All right. Thanks, man. See you.
Bye.
Yeah, again, psychedelics, they'll make the world seem a lot more pattern and geometric oriented, and just see how a lot of things are really living around you. I do think psychedelics are a very crucial experience if done right, and that's what it's all about. If done right, if you do too much, it's not a good time. But if you do just the right amount, and you're around the right people, and you have the right conversation and the right scenery, it can be a very great experience. 313.
Yo, what's up, Zach?
Doing a live stream.
Hello. Oh yeah, I was just calling in. I had called like last week or the week before that. Actually, was you able to watch the episode of Power?
I know you called in about it, but no, I haven't had a chance to watch it.
All right. Well, there ain't no rush. I thought because they was putting expiration dates on these episodes, but they ain't doing it, so it ain't no rush. But another thing, with the gematria stuff and the decodes is the damn. What was I about to ask you? No, I forgot. It don't even matter. But I just recently tried some mushrooms. Now you said what kind did you be trying?
Cyanescence. Cyanescence. Most people, when they do mushrooms, do cubensis, because people just grow cubensis like out of rice patties, but cyanescence grow in the wild, so.
All right, well, So I was just calling to see if you had got to watch that episode for real. I really didn't go down there, had no decodes and nothing like that.
Yeah, not yet, but I do want to check that show out. We talked a lot about it at the beginning of last year. So anyhow,
For sure. Well, I'm gonna for sure call it in again. It ain't the end of that.
all right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
For sure.
I don't think I've watched any movies or TV shows for a minute. Yeah. So if you guys want to check out this channel, Adapt 2030, got the Eye of Vice News. I see that Vice News is going after, YouTubers for something climate related. And it just reminds me that when Vice wrote their article about me, it was about, rigged sports, but it was also about rigged weather because they were making fun of how I was saying how the things came together. Even though we were exactly correct and the same pattern's proven itself many times since, but just thinking, maybe that is the next big crackdown. If you've ever said anything about I'm sure that is what's coming down. If you ever questioned climate change, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, again, they're not going to want you to talk about anything that goes against their agendas. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really know though if things are going to get a lot cooler. There's a lot of people that do have that concern. I don't know. I haven't lived long enough. Like I said, parts of the year have been a lot hotter than normal, but then other parts have been cooler. So it's a little bit of both. Things are definitely out of whack. But I'm sure whatever is going on, the cabal that's been in operation for centuries, again, passing down information and knowledge, they have a lot better clue about what is really going on than the rest of us who are in the dark. Again, Illuminati in the light. Us, the masses, we're not. We're in the dark. So, those of us in this community are less in the dark than most people, that's for sure. We got some light here, but we got to make the fire a lot bigger. So, yeah, and that is the thing. I mean, it does suck living in smoke. We've been in the smoke for a while now. It seems like it's been about a month of just every day you look out and it's smoky outside. It's not as bad as it was last year in September. Last year it was really dark, the smoke really thick, and it could get a lot worse this year. I mean, it could be the same thing by the time of September, but yeah, every day the sky's just nothing but gray smoke. The sun looks cool when it rises and sets because it looks so red, but I mean, it doesn't that interesting sight of the very red sun doesn't outweigh, living in a smoke cloud all day. And that probably had something to do with the way I felt last month and have felt lately too. I mean, when you're in the smoke every day, it's not good for your psychology, I'll tell you that much. I normally just feel good in July, and this year I felt worse than ever in July. And a lot of that has to do with what's going on in the world and just, trying to tell myself that we're not defeated as a people. I mean, because technically we're not defeated yet. Hold on, we got at least one more call. I got to take Angel's call. What's up, Angel?
Hey, Zach. It's Angel. I was just calling. It's not related to any decodes or anything, but I've been seeing in the chat a lot that a lot of people are going through the whole mandate, the jab thing, and I don't have a platform or anything, so I'm like, is there a way we can maybe pick a day and try to do a walk, like a massive walk-off or something? Because it's not just people in this community that are being affected. Like my sister-in-law, my best friend, they're all going through that. So, I don't know what date would work, but I just think that was a really good idea. And the other thought I had too is
what's the idea? A massive walk-off? How does that work?
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know how it all works. It's just a thought that I had, but a lot of times, when that's how the unions were formed and stuff, people just decided, no, we're not going to do this, and they walked off their jobs. And I feel like if it's 50, at my job, it's 50-50 with the vax, and I think it's like that at most places. And so I'm if 50% of the workforce walked off on one day, that would be pretty massive. A pretty big message. So it was just a thought. I don't know how we would do it yet or anything. It's just something that came to my mind because it's really bothersome that we're that we don't. I don't know. We don't have not too much to do. So I don't know. It was just a thought. And then I also wanted to say, like, we have such a big community here, and there's a lot of people talking about like the schools and how they're gonna like try to kidnap our kids and stuff. So I'm thinking, why don't we all try to collaborate and do like some type of virtual homeschooling or something? Because with a bunch of us, we could do it. And those are just some thoughts I wanted to throw out there. I wasn't able to call in yesterday. So, yeah, that's all I wanted.
Well, I think those are the things that need to happen, and it would have to be more than a day. It'd have to be like, we're not going back to work until you drop all this bullshit.
Until you guys change. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
The problem is now that we're in this workplace where people are needed less, you know, you got a nation of at least half sellouts. They'll be like, wow, here's my opportunity to get a job. I'm happy to get a vax and fill in for that person. So, but I hear the thought. Something like that does need to happen.
But maybe not, because I feel like a lot of people already don't want to work because they feel incentivized not to work.
Indeed.
So if the people that are already working that don't have the vax, don't want the vax, and they say, like, we're not getting it, we're not coming back, that, you know, because a lot of the people that don't want to work are already not working. Like, and they don't have no incentives of working. So I don't know. It's just something I wanted to share with you because, like I said, I don't have a platform, and I don't really know how to get a word out like that. But if you get other callers that are interested and we can figure something out, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, there'd have to be a lot of people that would have to link up. My platform and outreach is not nearly big enough to have an impact with that. But I mean, we could be part of it, and that is what needs to happen. A bunch of people just saying no more. So I mean, this needed to happen a long time ago. But I hear all the ideas, and also the thing about a way for parents to have an alternative to putting their children in the state schools with all the masks and no doubt more vaccines that are coming. I mean, yeah, all these things need to be created. So I appreciate all the ideas. It's just these are big things to make accomplished. So.
I agree, but I really think we have people who are really trying to do this kind of stuff in our community. So it's very possible.
It's just, I mean, the thing is, if your children are staying home and learning online from somebody else, you're still going to get in trouble with your state because that's not going to be recognized by them. They're going to say that, you're learning from him on, okay, that's going to replace. I mean, you have to overthrow the system. So.
Very true. Well, I just wanted to share my thoughts, but that's all. And I hope you have a great day. And
all right, Angel.
A day trip to go camping or something. It'll be good.
Indeed. Yeah. All right, Angel. I appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for taking my call.
All right. Yeah. Take care.
Too.
Bye. 817.
Hey, Zach. This is Steven outside of Dallas. Funny news story yesterday and today in Dallas. A cobra is loose in a neighborhood in the suburb of
Texas just can't hang on to their animals, man. Texas always got some wild animal on the loose. What is this?
Right, we were last about the tiger in Houston.
I know, man. It's just like, come on. What kind of animal is it? A cobra?
Yeah, it's a cobra, but get this, man. Cobra equals 33.
Okay.
Well, again, they fuck with us. You know, this is a bullshit story. There's no cobra loose in Grand Prairie, Texas, in a neighborhood. It's all bullshit. I get so mad at the news because now I know, thanks to you, been following you for as long as you've been on, man. And I'm like I got it down. I would like to decode some of the stories that either are local or that not national that you don't pick up on, And I mean, it's insanity. We had a mass shooting in Dallas on July 4th. I decoded that as bullshit. It's one of the most fascinating things. I love history, and this is the most fascinating thing I've ever discovered because I've also gone on Wikipedia and I've gone back and kind of decoded some of the stuff from history, and so have you, which is great. There's one other thing. Oh yeah, the lady who went to Washington and got Juneteenth into a national holiday. Her name was April Lee, which equals 33. Always 33, man.
They do abuse it again and again. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, see, I've been keeping a spiral notebook now of all my decodings because I have a bad memory. Because they do so much. I mean, it's so much. It's like I mean, here locally. See, this is the question I want to know. Like, does every major city have a group of people that police, Freemasons, Jesuits, and reporters, journalists? They get together in a room privately, and who knows, now with the gematria calculator, they might use that. And they just sit around secretly and create news stories, because, I mean, it's like every major city has news stories that don't really go any further than their city, but unless it's a big one. So it's like, even here in Dallas-Fort Worth, little, like, murders and stuff. Like, there was a murder. So far this year, Dallas has had over 200 murders. And I reckon that only maybe about 25% of those are real. I think some of this is staged events, even little murders. Like, there was a guy apparently at a car wash in Dallas a few months ago, and a cop drove by and saw him, and he was dead, hanging out his car. He'd been shot, and then I did his name and everything, and of course everything, 38, that number. And I was like, who's going to wash their car in the bad neighborhood at 1 o'clock in the morning? That you're asking for it. So I was like, it made me think, because like every single day in most major cities in America, there's going to be at least one murder, and big cities have a lot of murder, and usually it's black people, right? What if this is a scam too? Not all these murders are
just
real.
Push extra fear every day. They got to have enough fear in the headlines. So, yeah, I've been saying the same thing. They do the same thing in local news as well. Absolutely. So.
Yeah, it's fear porn. Every day it's fear, and I'm like, I get panic attacks if I watch the news too much.
Yeah, it's just all fear, negative vibration. This could be around the corner to get you. It's just you turn it off, you're like, okay, I need to think about any of that.
I'm like, it's fucking crazy, It's like just, it's almost like we've talked about the organic side to gematria, and sometimes, I'll be like, well, I'll decode a story, and I'm like, well, there's really not enough numbers that are sinister numbers that pop up on this. I'm going to say this is probably a true story if I don't see a lot of the usual numbers, 47, 33, and all that. And so, and sometimes, I've discovered that when a story is really, like, of course, like if a child is involved, that's been murdered, I'll decode that, especially if it goes national. A national child missing. I mean, how many children go missing a day? And so those kind of stories, I think those are sensational, and they also pull on your heartstrings because it's a child. And then I'll decode it, and I'm like, this didn't happen. This did not happen. And that just because there's that meme. There's a meme on Facebook with Batman, and he's slapping Robin. And he says, "The news is a scripted TV show." You're right, because it is. It's all scripted, man.
Indeed.
Yep. Indeed. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go, man. Let's see. There's something else I was going to tell you now. I forgot. But before I go, I've always wanted to ask you this question, man. Are you good at algebra and calculus?
Well, I got A's in those subjects, but I'd be rusty right now. The only math I've been doing the last 8 years is gematria. So.
Yeah, amazing, Zach. You're a mathematical genius, dude. I mean, I don't know how you do it because I'm kind of bad at math.
Well, I don't know if I'm a mathematical genius. I'm telling you, there's nothing genius to doing gematria once you realize it. Literally, you could teach it to a second or third grader. It's addition. But
but I'm also talking about your mathematical ability. I mean, you took calculus in university.
I did. Here's a real story. So calculus, the first calculus, I had to take 2 calculus classes. The first one I took, I was doing bad in, and I blame it on a girl. There was this cute girl in class, and anyway, she's always distracting me. She was. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't all bad. I mean, but I had a C going into the final, and I told the professor, I said, listen, man, I'm not a C student. And I said, I did the math. Even if I ace this, the best I can get in your class is about a B minus. I said, if I ace your exam, if I get 100%, I said, will you give me an A in the class? He goes, only if you get 100. I said, all right, I'm going to do it. I got 100, so he gave me an A. So, yeah, because I had to do well, though. I mean, I studied hard for that, but I wasn't doing that well in calculus is the point throughout the semester, but it's mostly because I wasn't paying attention, so. There's definitely, my roommate who thinks this is all bullshit now, he's really good at math. Yeah, so he's even better at math than I am, but he thinks gematria is bullshit. So anyway.
Oh, he thinks gematria is bullshit?
It's because of his wife, and he used to be like me, and then he became like a total lame, and now he just does whatever his wife says. So anyway.
Oh yeah, I have friends like that. Yeah. Hey, before I let you go, check out. This did not make national news as far as I know, but on July 4th in Dallas, in a neighborhood called Hamilton Park, Hamilton equals 38, there were 3 people killed and 3 injured at a July 4th fireworks party they were having in this neighborhood. And they bullet hole Camaro. They called it a block party, which equals 147.42. All 33s in this, like the first phone call to 911 was at 10:33. So this was the July 4th Hampton Park neighborhood in North Dallas mass shooting. And I'm surprised it didn't get national news, but they've got 3 guys arrested that apparently are the murderers. And like Jamie Watts, Jamie equals 38, Watts 38. These were a witness. And then, so I mean, everything about this, and they staged it so well. I mean, they even had on the news surveillance footage from the school that showed a Camaro being shot up. I mean, they really did a great, acting job. I don't know how they put this shit together, Zach. I mean, this is incredible how all this money to put this together, and no one ever spills the beans. Just like with the decoding of football and stuff. Why doesn't ever a professional athlete, like when he's retired and he comes out with a tell-all, like the games were rigged? You know what I mean? No one ever spills the beans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, bro. I'll let you go, man.
All right. Appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
Hey,
See ya.
take care.
Yeah, you too. See ya. Okay. I'm going to shut down the phone. It's time to eat something. It's 2 in the afternoon. And that's the new thing. Well, I guess I've kind of always done that in my life, just like not eating a lot of the day. But I realized like fasting, it is a good thing. I've just been secretly, not even really realizing what I was doing my whole life by not eating in big chunks of the day almost every day. It's actually good for you to fast. So, yeah, and again, you guys, I'm just, you're gonna have to be used to me. I'm just grumpy Zach now, man. It's not good. It's not good. I don't mean to be an energy drag, but I'm gonna be in a way because I do. I've been trying to work hard and act like things aren't different this month, but I still feel shitty inside, you guys. I mean, I don't know how we can't feel shitty. It's not that we want to feel shitty, but it's just like the world is really fucked up right now. I knew it was coming a mile away, but it just sucks to witness it and just like, God, it's just like, I want to be wrong. I wanted to be wrong about all this and that, humanity wouldn't just march along, but they are. And it's just like, fucking A, man. What a sick show to watch. What a fucking joke this is. God. Yeah, it's just a tragedy that we're witnessing right now. It's like, you got to write an epitaph for humanity. It doesn't look pretty. So, but yeah, richest thing, September 11th, Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's a good thing, and somebody in the chat said we need to do that in every city on September 11th and Saturday. Yeah, if I can't be in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I can't be in New York on September 11th, I guess I'll be out on the corner of, well, maybe I'll go to Seattle that day. If I'm in Seattle on September 11th, I need a pack there who brought their ski masks in case the asshole agents show up. You know what I mean? I need some goons. I'd like to be the goon myself. Trust me, I'd rather be beating these shills' asses than preaching on the microphone. But again, if I'm in jail for the day, I guess I can't achieve the purpose. But yeah, I mean, you know, I need some goons with ski masks who can run and not end up in jail for the day. But yeah, because we know that agents are going to come out and try to sabotage with the loudspeakers like they've done the last 2 times. But we need this to happen and not be sabotaged. And the only way that's going to happen is if there's some goons out there. So yeah, if I'm going to Seattle on September 11th, I need some people who are down for the cause to take care of the problems that are going to be out there. One other live stream sabotaged and drowned out by the speaker. And you know who else needs to go this time? Even the sax man. I'm sorry. That saxophone man, I'm suspicious of him now. He was a major punk last time I was down there. Fuck him, tow his car. So. Arizona had 74,000 more votes. Remember how big 74 was in the election too? Here, let me go back and pull up the 74 ritual they did. Hold on. They went crazy with the 74s in the election and the 47s. Let me see. This should pull it up. Let me see. This is the post where I have it all. Wall Street spent over $74 million to back Joe Biden's run for president. The election was... Oh, they called the election for Biden 74 days before Inauguration Day. It was called November 7th. Of course, while Trump was 74. They said more than 74 million people cast votes for Biden at the time they called it for him. From Trump's birthday to the election. Yeah, again, coronavirus was one of the things that supposedly took Trump down. His supposed mishandling. You notice how Trump was on 214 COVID vaccine? Maybe? I don't know. Mr. Operation Warp Speed. Remember, we hit the milestone on the 214th day of the year. But yeah, 74 was all over. So Arizona, 74,000, we know where they got that bullshit number from. Again, it's all bullshit, you guys. How 2 Arizona journalists debunked Cyber Ninja's claim about 74,000 ballots. Well, if it's Cyber Ninja, I guess Cyber Ninja is part of the cabal. If we're going with 74. So... Remember, Masonic 74, they called D.C. the Masonic City. Modern Freemasonry created by the Jesuits. Jesus 74. If you're new to Gematria and you don't know what 74 means, I'll tell you what. Just download my book for free on my Patreon page and read the beginning of the book. Let me see how far you got to get before I start talking about 74. Let me see. Do you even have to finish? Hold on. I guess you got to make it to the 3rd page of the book. Right at the top of the 3rd page of the book. So, go big on 74. Go 74. Just seeing pages 3 through 7. It's nothing but 74. Looks like I finally get off the 74 thing for just a moment. I get back to it on page 9. Well, yeah, I'm talking about it through page 11. I'm talking about it on page 13. Yeah, just going big on 74 to start the book, because I've always taught about 74. And you know what? Everybody should be able to make all a bunch of the relevant 74 discoveries themselves just with their own mind and just some simple research. I mean, when I remember when I first started with my notebook, there wasn't even a calculator. Writing things out, I was just like, I couldn't believe how many things were 74. It's like, something is definitely going on here, man. Something is going on. So... All right, but we'll leave it there for today, guys. I'm going to go eat something. And, yeah, I might be back on today. It all just depends on what they got for us. But I'm sure we'll be back with more impeachment bullshit tomorrow. And, yeah, again, the beginning part of this video, you know, if that's the news tomorrow, and it likely will be, another easy example that should be able to persuade a few more people. What I showed in the beginning about the history of 55 and impeachment, and then the 8-6 Kavanaugh, Clarence Thomas example, and just understanding that our government makes a mockery of us this way in these ritualistic patterns. Going back to the time of Andrew Johnson, I mean, I can't understand the minds of the masses who just call everything a coincidence. It's just, that is the real pandemic, man. That is the real pandemic. So, anyhow, we'll leave it there. Till next time.